I would say somebody that's willing to learn. I mean, that's one of the biggest things. Somebody that you can learn with and grow with, because I think even as coaches, for us too, we're still learning and gaining knowledge. So it's important to have somebody come in that's open-minded, and that we remain open-minded, and that we can grow together. So I would say one is come in open-minded, come in committed, fully committed, because as coaches, what we deal with a lot of the times is people reach out to you, and it kind of strokes your ego to say, well, I was chosen, and then they get around and they hang in there maybe for 2 months, sometimes 2 weeks. So we just look for that dedication, that commitment. Not to say that we may be the right coach, but a lot of the times that's still important. We still human beings, so having a commitment from that said fighter or client. Hard work, dedication, being dedicated, working hard, working smart, which kind of goes in line with being open-minded to learn, to listen to your coach. So I would say just trying to show up on time, because that kind of shows respect. When you punctual, you get into the gym on time, coach say be here at 6 o'clock, you show up at 6 o'clock, that gives that coach a understanding or a feeling that this person, this kid, this teenager, this adult really wants it. So 4, I would say just punctuality, and again, that commitment, that dedication. And then the 5th thing is just having patience. Patience is key, because you'll look at somebody else and say, I want to be like a Tank Davis, I want to be a Jerron Boots Ennis, I want to be a Roy Jones Jr., Bernard Hopkins, and to be on that level, it takes a lot of patience. So kind of just staying within yourself and not looking at the next person trying to compare yourself. So just taking your time, staying patient, and trusting the process. So I could say those are 5 elements of what I would look for. We have to remain balanced and understand that, again, sometimes you just don't know what you get ready to walk into. You could walk into that person that you don't think is going to be a great fighter or successful, might just be the one. So I always like to say, if you ever watch me work with any of my fighters, I give them all the same amount of time, the same level of respect, the same commitment, because some might say, oh, Beck is your main guy. Beck is not my main guy, because Beck can quit today or tomorrow, he could choose another coach. So I give everybody the same respect, same understanding, same level of teaching, because I really don't know who that champion or who that great fighter can be. Sometimes it's not the one you think, I like to say, amateurs is obviously a big learning stage. That's everybody comes in 90% through the amateur ranks. You barely find somebody that come in with no amateur background and go straight to pros. But I like to say it's 3 levels. I like to say there's amateurs, which there are high-level amateurs too, but I like to say it's amateurs, there are pros, and then there are professionals. So I think you can be a pro because you signed the paperwork saying, oh, I'm in a prize fighting business now. But to be in all right, champ, I see you tomorrow. Good work today. To be what my mindset likes to take me is that, again, anybody can do that, but there are very few that are professionals where they're doing everything almost by the Bible of boxing, if we, want to say, the way you eat, again, showing up to the gym on time, rest, workouts, dealing with media, dealing with just whatever comes with, whether you got a big following, a small following, but just whatever that spectrum or thing is for you, you dotting your I's and crossing your T's. So I like to call those people professionals. Then you have your pros, again, which is, oh, I just left the amateur ranks, I'm turning pro, I'm fighting tomorrow, oh, I don't feel like fighting, I'm 8 pounds overweight, I'm fighting again, I'm always the B side, I don't care whether I win or lose. That to me is a pro. Anybody can be a pro, but to be a professional, you're so locked in. Yeah, it's more mental, it's more structure, it's respect for the sweet science. So I like to look at those things as like 3 levels. Well, what separates good fighters from great fighters? That's a tough one. I think it all comes back to the mental, to the psychological part of boxing. There's so many good ones, right? And you just said it. They're kind of in a group, like a big batch, like here, and these very few great fighters kind of sit over here. And I think that's just because, how can you say it? Some things are natural genetics as well. I mean, man, like I have a 14-year-old, Dior. The kid is 14 years old, 170 pounds, and he already, in my opinion, really punches like a young grown man at 14. You just can't teach that. I call him like the next better BF. Like, that's what I see for him in the next 5 to 10 years if he stays in the game. That natural punching power, that torque, just the big-boned young kid knockout artist, you can't really teach that. But then a lot of it, again, it goes back to the hard work, dedication, the smart work, the team that you surround yourself with, the positions they put you in. So when you're talking about your Roy Joneses, your James Tonys, your B Hops, your Pernell Whitakers, your Mayweathers, I just think what separates them, man, is the mentality. Even after a loss, how they keep the same structure. They stay on that disciplined regimen. They don't break it for no reason. Bernard likes to say, outside of a fight, he's only 10 pounds over the fighting weight. That takes a lot of discipline. So it's I just won a big fight, I'm going out partying. That's a good fighter. Maybe you just want to be a good fighter. To be great, I think there's so many sacrifices you have to make. So it's just a lot that goes into that, natural genetics and hard work, dedication, man, the discipline. That's a feeling. It's about being around people and kind of just getting that natural feel. It starts with you, though. It starts with the energy you bring daily, how you treat people. And usually when you treat people the right way or you go about your business the right way, that same energy or synergy comes back. So to build a strong team, man, you have to do everything that you're asking. I guess if you have that $1 million fighter, you have to kind of be the first part of showing them what it takes to get to that level by how you act, how you carry yourself. So, man, to build I was just talking about that. These are great questions because I was saying that how are we going to align Beck to make sure his management is good, to make sure he's with the right promoter eventually, because I think Beck has what it takes. Beck loves the game. So a kid like that, I was thinking that I should advise him early. Why? Because I don't drink, I don't smoke, so he doesn't see bad habits when he comes with. Now, just imagine me coming into the gym putting a cigarette out right before I hit the gym door. He kind of watching that like, oh, maybe it's cool to smoke cigarettes. Or I'm putting marijuana out. I'm, stepping on marijuana before I walk into the gym, or I got the smell on me, or I got alcohol on me. So I just think how you carry yourself, staying clean cut, open-minded, clean-minded, that's the first building block to have a great team overall. Fighter, advisor, management, promoter, and etc. Even fan base, you know what I mean? Sponsors also, that's important. Well, everybody got their thing. I see so much stuff online, and you need it to educate you, just to get other people's perspectives, but that's all it is an opinion. Some people say there's too many coaches in boxing. I kind of get that to a degree. But also I see the side that it's such a sport, a growing sport, that people want to learn. So what's the real stages of learning? There's different stages. Nobody said that you're going to come in and the first fighter you're going to have is a 0-0 amateur. You may come in as a brand new coach and get a pro fighter or a professional fighter that's 6-0 as your first entry level into the sport is like, oh, I'm walking straight into the professional boxing rankings. I never started as an amateur coach or whatever. So with that, it's a lot with that. But I also think that, again, that's kind of like just who you are. It's just those fighters, for the most part, should know, like after being around you for a while, they can kind of sense this is just a coach, this is more of a mentor, because again, I watch his walk, or we have a relationship outside of boxing. We do things together so they can see the family setting as well. And then thirdly, man, of course we like to talk about teachers, teachers of the sweet science. I think the teachers teach you life more than they teach you actual boxing, because they really work hand in hand. So it's a thin line between all that stuff. I try not to get caught up in, but I like to see myself as all of the above. I'm a coach, Coach Mark, mad scientist, whatever. I'm a mentor because I take my guys and we do things. They come to my home. If they ever need me to be like a source of how do we contact you if the parents can't be with these amateur kids or these young kids, I give them my address, telephone number. So I extend myself beyond, just being a boxing coach. So I'm a mentor, and then I'm a teacher because I teach life as well as boxing. That's the lab, as you know, life and boxing. That's what the lab stands for me. You didn't know that, right? See, that's pretty deep. When people say, damn, coach, we see why they call you mad scientist now. Like, how the hell did you think of that? I'm like, it's always life first, man. Life and boxing, LAB. So I don't know. What always hits me is kind of, again, not comparing myself, not worrying about the fast start, per se. Some people may look at me and say, oh, you the mad scientist, right? Because I have a decent following, right? So they may say, well, where's the world champions at? Or where's this at? Or where's that at? Where are the accomplishments? Sometimes you the guy that you may have to start from the ground level and pass the fighter on. The fighter might not stay with you. It's like a family tree. You just a branch. He may need you for the first level, and then it may be a coach that take him to the next level and the next level. I'm always humble, and my ego is well enough intact that no matter how you may look at that, I'm comfortable in my own skin. So me comparing myself to other coaches where they are right now and where I am right now, I know what I've done for the game. I'm happy with it, and then I got a long way to go. So I would just tell myself, stay patient, stay you, continue to be you. Don't worry about what others got going on. Give them their props, and you just got to really see what's at the end of that road. I know for me it's something big there because it's already in play. So positive energy, positive affirmations all the time. That's what I would always tell myself. Just stay you. Just be you.